Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The National Amateur Golf Trials getting underway yesterday at Albany. Ashley Michelle and Richard Gibson Jr. among those taking part.
Today it was like windy, but I played really well, and then I shot a 78, which is pretty good on this course. So I'm pretty proud of myself.
I didn't do as well as I wanted to. Got here a little late, didn't warm up properly, but managed to pull together on the back and shoot like 1 over. Finished with a 79. Wasn't all that great, but I'll take it.
These trials are being contested at multiple courses, and both golfers spoke about whether or not that will make a difference.
It's not that hard because I basically play at all of them. So I think it's better to play on different courses so you don't have to deal with the same stress all 4 days.
I don't think it's really difficult at all. It depends on if you haven't ever played none of the golf courses, or if you don't live here, then you might be at a little disadvantage. Other than that, everybody pretty much played every golf course.
Postseason action underway in the Junior Baseball League of Nassau. A bit of a discrepancy concerning pitch count taking place in the junior division between the Equity Trust Dodgers and the First Caribbean Mariners earlier this week. This game was one-sided, so it really wasn't a determining factor, but winning manager for the Dodgers, Juan Labarity Jr., still gave his take on the situation.
There is a pitch count in effect that we had for the entire season, and it also is in effect for the playoff. And he was under the impression that it was only for regular season. So that's why he was kind of, I guess, mixed up when his pitcher that pitched too many innings on Saturday was not allowed to pitch today.
The Dodgers now move on to the best-of-3 championship against the Scotiabank Phillies. Game 1 set for 12 noon tomorrow at St. Andrews Field of Dreams.
We're playing a team that was practically undefeated. They had one tie, which was against us, so we are playing a good team. So the preparation for us is that we know what we're capable of in terms of holding runners on, at least holding hitters down and scoring runs. Our pitching, to me, is the best. We have contact hitters, and when dealing with a team like that, we have to be able to be continuously scoring runs. We can't have innings where we don't score. We have people striking out. We got to keep pressure on that type of team because they score also. So it's going to be an offensive struggle, an offensive battle. But I think my guys can do it because we can catch them by surprise. They kind of gloat now because they don't know what it is to lose, but we fight and we know what it is to fight for something and earn it.
The Providence Softball Association on the diamond last night at the Blue Hill Sporting Complex. In men's play, the BTC Elite Warriors getting past the Commander Security Truckers 16-12. Deval Store picking up the win over Anton Hanna. Sherman Ferguson 2 for 3, 6 runs batted in and 4 runs scored to lead the Warriors. For the Truckers, Angela Watson 3 for 4, 3 runs batted in and a run scored. In ladies play, the Johnson Truckers, they won big over the Platinum Pool Sharks 16-6. For the Truckers, Chevette Taylor a perfect 3 for 3, 3 runs batted in and 3 runs scored. Valencia Gibson, your winning pitcher.
I shocked myself in a way. Executed all my pitches, hit my corners, what my catchers wanted me to do. They executed in the baton, they executed on the field. They did what their coaches asked them to do, and they left it all on the field.
There's a new sheriff in town in the New Providence Volleyball Association. Following elections this week, Peter Ferguson now holds the president's post, beating out Tony Simon by the slimmest of margins, 6-5. With such a close vote, that might be some kind of a hint that there is some divide within the association, but Ferguson wants everyone to put the elections aside as they move forward.
We look forward to making some changes. First of all, we want to try and fix the Constitution that's been outdated for quite some time, as you're aware. Also, we want to bring back the family atmosphere where we can have, and then create our fan base or improve on our fan base from years volleyball has just declined basically in the country. So we're in New Providence, so we're trying to see if we can fix those things and bring some new blood into the sport in terms of junior teams. Trying to see if we can get each team to have a junior team, and also bring in some new sponsorship, which we haven't had for quite some time.
The idea of a national sports academy has been swirling around for some years now. To date, nothing has come to fruition, but Sports Minister, the Honourable Michael Pintard, plans to change that.
It is very possible that you will have multiple academies for the elite athletes. Nothing prevents then the government of the Bahamas from also setting up an academy. So for example, you can have an elite academy in tennis that, for the sake of argument, can be in the West. Nothing prevents us from establishing another academy for those persons who are not necessarily pursuing this objective of becoming elite athletes, but are potential scholarship athletes who are interested in competing nationally, who have a love for the sport and wish to fine-tune their skills to determine if at some point they wish to go on a professional circuit.
The 34th annual Frank Pancharaming National Primary School Track and Field Championship set for next week Wednesday through Friday at the original Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. It will encompass more than 1,200 athletes representing 52 districts from Bimini in the north to Inagua in the south, and nobody has been turned away.
There's no cap on them. I can say this much, that we have been able to secure all the rooms at the Nassau Marriott, which will serve as the Games Village. You know, we've got districts like Central and South Andros that has some 58 kids, as well as the North also has some 58 kids. Bimini has 21 kids. And so they're coming in strong numbers.
The Whit Monday holiday weekend is upon us, and as Charles Fisher tells us, it's regatta time again.
Yes, Johnny, we are here in Barry Tarry Exuma, better known as the City by the Sea, where they're expecting some of the top C-class sloops in the country to invade those waters over the next few days, starting tomorrow morning. I'm joined now by the Commodore of the Regatta Committee, Horace McKenzie. And Horace, first of all, I'd like to say the water there looking pretty rough.
Yeah, it looks a little bit rough, Charles, but you know, these are experienced sailors, so they will adapt to the situation. We're not worried about that. We expect about 15 to 20 knots tomorrow, and the sailors, they prepared for it, so we're not concerned about that.
How are we going to sail over the next few days, starting on Saturday?
Well, our intention is we want to do the ocean race first out about 9 o'clock, and we're going to start down at an area called Kiad, which is opposite Children's Bay, and we're going to proceed towards the Barry Tarry Dock. That race should take about an hour and 15 minutes given the wind conditions, so we expect some good sailing.
How many boats do we have in this year's regatta?
Well, tentatively right now we have about 11 boats that are expected to participate in this regatta, and we expect for the best person to win.
And come Monday, it's all for the marbles.
All for the marbles. What our plan is to sail the ocean race at 9 o'clock and then sail the first series race out about 2 to 3 o'clock, and after when the tide begins to come back up again. So we expect some good competition.
All right, thanks a lot, Horace McKenzie, joining us here this evening. That will not be the only excitement here in Barry Tarry Exuma, because you know they have some of the best onshore activities, the quadrille dances, they have the platen of the maypole, they have the platen of the straw bite, they have everything. So if you were thinking of somewhere to go this weekend, make your way on down here to Barry Tarry Exuma, the City by the Sea. You're not going to regret it.
The Atlantis Bowling League coming to an end this week. Supply Chain DC Nation won the championship over Finance 10 in the pit, and overall it was a great season.
It's been an overwhelming response. You know, it's something that some of our colleagues at Atlantis, they wanted. It was requested, and so we're happy that we were able to bring it this year. We had 27 teams, which was, you know, that was just an overwhelming response to bowling, you know, and so each week the crowd continued to get greater and greater and greater. So it's been great. It's been great for the property, great for employee morale, and you know, overall we can't wait until next year to bring it back.
We kind of scrapped around to get a team together. Finally we got enough players to play, and we came in first time in the league, and we were surprised at the way we ended.
I pray that next season will be greater and bigger, and I want to be to the top. And I just came up a tour to Santo Domingo bowling with the international team, and it's a great experience for me, so I want to bring that experience to Atlantis team, and I'm willing to train everybody anytime.
And that will do it for sports, but stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports.